Hey everybody, just a quick check-in. So, today when I came to work, I was passing my son's grave, which I pass every time I come to work. Um, and I was just like, wow, I really have a son in there. And the winter is coming and it's getting cold and I don't know. Today was a hard day for me. So I get to work and this lady goes by once. I see her all the time. And then she comes back, she comes to visit somebody. And she says, you have a picture behind your desk that I need to touch. And I was like, wow. Which I do. I have a picture of my son Jason in the back of my desk. Nobody could see it unless you're sitting back here. And the lady's never been back here. So I said, well, okay. Come on, come touch it. So when she touched his picture, she turned to me and said, Mom, I love you. And she just wrapped her arms around me. And she said, he's worried about you. And he's okay. But he's worried about you. And she began to cry. And she said, don't think I'm crazy. She said, I don't even want to. I told her, go ahead. I need to know. I know a lot of people are against it. But you know what? If my son had a message for me, I need it. And the woman began to cry. And she said, I don't even want to say what he's saying. She said, but he loves you. And he's worried about you being okay. And he wants you to know that he's okay. Now, this is a woman I never spoke to before. This is a woman who don't know me from nowhere, and I don't know her. I don't even know her name. Even now, I don't know her name. And where my son's picture is, I don't even know how to turn around. But where my son's picture is, nobody walking by could see this picture. So I know that my son is sending me message after message after message. And then when I went to get a biopsy done, this nurse that was in the room, she was a student, and she just kept staring at me. And I said, why is this lady staring at me? So she says, I want to say something to you, but I don't want to ruin your day. And I'm like, my days have been ruined plenty of times, just tell me. And she said, you're Jason Johnson's mom. And I said, yes, I am. She said, I want you to know I was a nurse in the ER when your son came in. She said, we got a call saying a 26-year-old male was jumped by multiple people. He's been non-responsive for 1 hour. And she said, when your son came in, I held his hand. And she said, and you came in and took his hand and you held his hand. I didn't even remember the lady. I was so out of it. So I said, wow. And she said, I want you to know that your son wasn't alone, that the whole ER dropped everything and ran to his aid. She said, when I went home, I clocked out, I went home. She said, I turned around and went right back because I couldn't sleep. I just wanted to know about if your son was going to be okay. But we knew he wasn't going to be okay because we knew he was non-responsive. He was really dead for 1 hour, and they brought him back. So me and her bawled crying together, and she said, now I'm going to hold your hand. Well, I thank God that biopsy came back negative. Thank God for that. But I went to work that same night. And a woman I see all the time, she's a nurse here, she goes back and forth. She stops and she says, I want to say something, but I don't want to ruin your night. I said, oh, here we go again. So she said, I was in the next room when your son was in ICU. And the moment he died, she said, I heard your cry from the pit of your soul. She said, you made me cry so bad. She said, I felt your pain. And I was like, that's crazy. Two people that don't even know each other was at the hospital the same time as me praying for me. And it's how ironic. I go for a biopsy and I meet the nurse who first attended to my son. I come to work, I meet a nurse who was in the very next room and heard my cry. When I tell you, justice is coming and my son is sending me signs. I love y'all. Keep praying for me.